don't say it to him, but I love you.
Give my wallet.
Hey, brother, we already getting ready to go.
Let them know. I gotta get back with you. I gotta get. They already posted.
He one of them rolling 60 Masons. He always messing with me talking about them gangsters.
Hey, pump business out there. I'll put this shit out there.
He had to work back in the day. This is my commander-in-chief in my consistory in the 32nd degree.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Fred.
He's profane for Spanaway. You already know Slaughter, so
Yes, sir.
when he come consistory, you already know we want to. They both of them when they get ready.
Which one you want? I got it from Brown. How you doing? First of all, good to see you, but it's just a nasty ass shirt you got on. I usually give you a hug, but not today.
I want that one.
That one got the extra ingredient on it.
Past Master Donnie McCarron, Spanaway Lives, number 83. Arkansas's finest.
See, you ain't got me in trouble now.
How's that?
Now you know what's gonna happen now.
What?
All this, you done started some nonsense now. I'm gonna be getting a phone call left and right. I got to do this, all the money.
See?
Yeah, see?
This is the chef, sir, for District 2. District 2 chef. We need an apron for the District 2 chef.
Why you ain't got no hot dogs ready? What the?
They over there.
Don't explain nothing to her.
I got you.
Niggas always complaining about free stuff too.
That's when we complain. Now we pay $100 for something not saying nothing. like give us something free.
2023. Prince Hall Day. Washington State jurisdiction. Prince Hall Freemasonry. Washington State jurisdiction. 2023. Prince Hall Day. Spanaway Park. Sir Knight, eminent commanders. Brother Slaughter. Most ancient matron. Tamika Gist, Willie K. Jennings, number 2. Number 6. These pretty little girls right here.
I know what happened. I remember all that. I called him and he don't call me back. Oh, he is back.
It was too many cribs to spin away.
I called him. Oh, he is sped away. Hello.
Everybody want to just come on up under here?
Leave my deputy bread alone.
He don't even want to stand up.
I might not stand up, but I know how to feel confused.
Welcome.
Greetings.
Welcome back.
Welcome to what we're getting ready to reinnovate our Prince Hall Day celebration.
This year we decided to start with District 2, that's in this area. And so seeing that it's a District 2 function, next year it's gonna be up in Seattle. But before I get on the mic, I'm gonna yield to our District Deputy Grandmaster for putting this on, and his crew, right words for Robert Washington. How you doing?
All right.
Just not to keep us waiting a little longer, thank you all for coming out. We're gonna do a quick lecture, and then right after that, we're gonna go ahead and start eating so we can get back to fellowship. So, if you have anything, or if you need have any issues or whatever, just let me know. But at the same time, we're gonna get right into it.
$100.
And then we'll start right back up. Oh yeah, and right after the prayer, we're gonna do some introductions. Oh, yep. Right after the prayer, we're gonna do introductions, and then we're gonna start the food back over here. We got drinks back over on this side. So you're just gonna have to wrap around, but it'll be all right. And so I'm gonna yield to Right Worship Harvey Harris.
Oh.
I thought we were gonna pray first.
We are gonna pray first. Can you all come? Grand Junior Warden, can you lead us in prayer, sir?
Let us pray. Father God, we thank you for this time of fellowship and coming together to celebrate one of our great Prince holiday. We thank you for all those that are here, those that had in their hearts to be here. God, we ask you a special prayer for our most worshipful grandmaster and his family. God, we ask you to continue for the hedge of protection around us. God, we ask you to bless the food that we been prepared, so that it be nourishing to our bodies. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
You know you want to.
Ladies, y'all can sit down if you want to.
I'm too loud. Right.
Y'all know, Brother Harvey wasn't no drill sergeant in the military, so if you got hearing aids, y'all got to turn them up.
Yep.
Or get close.
You gotta breathe shallow too.
That was enough stuff in the army. If you can't hear me, you better come and stand next to me. Okay? Can you hear me better now? Okay. Now, my name is Harris Harvey, and I've been asked by my boss, Robert Washington, to say some words about Prince Holiday and what Prince Holiday means to us. If you don't know, we're talking about the father of our organization, Masonry. And it's said that many renowned people thought they knew about Prince Hall, but there's very little information on Prince Hall. A lot of things have been said about him, but even the renowned scholars, educators, historians, some of the smartest people around couldn't tell us where Prince Hall was born. They could not give a time nor a date. So they had difficulty in telling us anything concrete about Prince Hall. Now, there are many rumors about Prince Hall. Some of the rumors indicate that he was born in the West Indies. Some of them indicate that he was born in the Caribbean. We have no proof of that. And like everything else, there's always a wild one. Some say he didn't look like his picture. They were stirring the pot. they said he looked more like a Caucasian than an African. So we don't know why they said African, because we don't know exactly where he came from. But all the rumors were spread everywhere. What we do know about Prince Hall, and this is a fact, that he was born. That's a fact. His father was an Englishman named Thomas Prince Hall. His mother was a free colored lady. And that's what the old book says. So she was colored because she was of French distraction. So right off the bat, we have the color card being played. So those are facts that we do know, but they don't know why he was born, who he came with. He just kind of showed up in Boston. And that's a pretty good place to be if you know the right people. Some said that Prince Hall portrait deceived people. So in other words, when you looked at his portrait, how could your portrait not look like you? So anything that would distract. But there was one gentleman by the name of Bentley. Bentley indicated about Prince Hall what Bentley said about him. Bentley said he's a smart man. He helps everybody. And he tends to his own business. Now, let me tell you what I found out about Prince Hall. One of the things was that when you people were trying to get to heaven, Prince Hall was a minister. So he was a minister. He was also a leather specialist. He was specialized in working in leather, which he said he learned from his father. Now, we know that you can make money working in leather. So Prince Hall was not only that, he was also a school teacher. He taught school to the African-American kids in Boston in his basement, the basement of his house. So here we have a pretty intelligent man. On the one hand, all of these things are good about him. On the other hand, we have people saying that, well, he may be a good guy, but we don't know where he came from. And he just showed up here. So we don't know if we can deal with Prince Hall. So having said that, the other thing they said about him, he was very distinguished. And anywhere he went, you knew that he was somebody. So Prince Hall not only was smart and apparently clever because nobody knew where he came from. So he just kind of went his way and did his business. He turned out to be a soldier too. And what they had to say about him being a soldier, they said the reason we know he was a good soldier because they call it being in heavy service. That's what they said about his service. So that means he probably had some medals. Now, they were so anxious to find out where Prince Hall was from, they searched all 11 counties in Boston, Massachusetts. They looked everywhere they could look to try to ascertain where Prince Hall came from and who he was. So none of that would work. So they looked in Barbados. They said, well, they say he came from here. So they searched everything in Barbados. Nothing on Prince Hall. Nobody knew the name Prince Hall. And they said, well, you know, he was living with some people somewhere, but we don't know who he was living with. Well, it turns out that after everything had been searched, they decided to look at all the baptismal records, why everybody get baptized usually, and they couldn't find nothing on Prince Hall there. So the next thing would do, if you want to know something, you go to the gossip of the town. And they're going to tell you what you want to know. So upon going around searching to find Prince Hall, we ascertained that Prince Hall was, he had been a man of the sea. So they think he might have gotten into Boston by working to pay his fare to come to Boston. So they looked at that angle. Still nothing on Prince Hall. Okay, one of the first documents that they found on Prince Hall, after looking, they looked everywhere to find this document except the right place. They found the document in a place called Athenium. Athenium is like a county seat. It's where they keep records. And if you have something you're afraid you're gonna lose, you can go there, they will make a copy of it, they will make a record of it in the time and date. So someone decided to file, at this Athenium, someone decided to file what's called it's like a document, we would probably say a document of ownership, but it's actually a manual, it's a manual mission paper. Manual mission. Manual mission meaning it's a document that says you're free or you're about to get free. So they found this document. When they found this document, it was ascertained that Prince Hall had been living with a family. And he had lived with that family for 21 years. Turned out to be 3 women and 1 man he was living with. So you know from that it's gonna be trouble.
Yes.
Well, you know, I'm just saying, you don't know how it goes.
Yes.
So what they did,
Yeah, right.
they put pen to paper. And they said they were gonna give him his freedom. But since his mother was born free, and his father was a free man, he had always been free. So what they did, they made up this manual mission, and they turned it in at the venue. And they had that in the record, so that's where they accounted for Prince Hall being born. They said, yeah, he was with us. He lived with us for 21 years. So after that, that shed some light on the thing that nobody knew where Prince Hall was. So with that, Prince Hall was able to do things. And he did a lot of things. He did the leather work, he did other stuff. And the one thing was about Prince Hall was special. Everywhere he went, and everybody he talked to was attracted to him because he was smart. He looked like he was smart. He talked like he was smart, and he walked like he was smart. And he was, because he came to Boston with nothing, and in 6 or 7 years, he had everything. So he went into the military, he did good there, he did good with leather business and all of that. But this business with the women in Prince Hall, that's not worth of discussion, because I'm sure they were all good friends. And that's all we need to know about that situation. But now, Prince Hall was more educated than most. So he collected 14 other men. So 14 and 1 is 15. So Prince Hall had these other 14 men. They were all free men of color. And he decided that he needed to do something. So he petitioned different lodges in England, because he was not a Mason. He wanted to be a Mason. He had 14 men who wanted to be a Mason too, but they could start a lodge. So Prince Hall spoke to the right people, and he ended up getting somebody who would listen to him. They said, you come and bring your 14 other comrades with you, and we will make you a Mason. And you will be able to start your own lodge. Prince Hall did that. They made him a Mason. But that's not the end of it. They made him a Mason, and what they did, without trying to, they opened up a ball of wax. Because from that making him a Mason, he started Prince Hall Masonry. And all these gentlemen you see in the room with stuff on their hats that look funny to you, they are Prince Hall Masons. And Brother Antonio Graham, the tallest man in here, he is in charge of us. Right now, his description would be the Grand Master of the Masons. So they initiated Prince Hall and his people. But it wasn't a regular initiation because there were no black Masons. So they went to the Irish people in Lodge 441, Massachusetts Lodge, which was a lodge that was attached to the British Army forces. So they initiated these 15 men. And once they initiated them, they gave them a permit. But this permit wasn't a regular permit. They were Masons, but they were not Masons. And what I mean by that, they could not do everything that Masons could do. They was able to have a meeting. They could have a meeting, and on St. John's Day, it didn't say they could march. It said they could walk. They could walk in like a parade or ceremony. And then the other thing that they could do, they could also bury their dead. But they couldn't take them to the graveyard and do what everybody else did with the Masons. They could bury their dead in a manner form. So whatever manner form is, it means it translates into English language. It would translate into a Masonic funeral. So they were able to do that, but they still were not what you call full-fledged Masons. A full-fledged Mason can do lots of things, lots of ceremonies. They couldn't do this. So what Prince Hall did, he had the same 15 men they all enlisted in the military. Because you can do anything in the Army that you can't do places nowhere else. So they all joined the Army. And Prince Hall decided after 8 years, they couldn't do what the other lodges were doing. So he petitioned England to write a document called a petition. And he asked if he could be allowed to create a lodge like all the rest of the Masons. And he tried 3 or 4 times before finally England, being the mother lodge, sent him a charter. And this charter meant that he could do what everybody else is doing now. So after he had this charter, he decided now we can do business. So with the charter, it would give you authority to act, to do what all you have, constitutions along with the charter. So they had a charter, and he petitioned for a better charter. First they had the one paper they got that allowed them to do certain things. But he wanted the big kahuna paper. He wanted the real deal. So he petitioned them, they finally sent that to him. So when they sent it to him, they named this lodge African Lodge number 1. So then he said, we need a stronger document. We want to do things on our own. So he petitioned again, and after 3 years, first, when he submitted this document, it never got to the place it was supposed to go. So after he submitted it the second or third time, he thought, I know people in high positions. So what he did is he had one of the people in a high position had his cousin to hand carry a request to England in the Mother Lodge. And he took the request, and they said there's a request, but no money is with it. So then when he straightened that out, he finally got the request to get his lodge. And at that time, they could do anything just about they wanted to do. So what they did is he conferred with his 14 buddies, and they decided that they would request one more time. They requested, and he got his charter from the Grand Lodge. So they changed the name of African Lodge number 1 to African Lodge 459 Lodge, still standing in Boston, Massachusetts.
Obviously, you
And
talk
it's
to
named now
her.
Prince Hall. All of the lodges that come under the village of Prince Hall, named Prince Hall. Now, this charter that they had is a special piece of paper. And back in the day, they had it hired in the Grand Lodge in Boston. So all of the men ran out for you guys that don't like old men. They'll say, we need to get all of these old men out of the lodge, we need to get rid of them. I got something for you. Everybody was out of the building. Grand Master S.T. Randall decided the charter is in the building. So he crawled back into the building in the fire to get the charter. And he risked his life to save the charter. Now, if the charter had been burned up, the lost, we don't know what could happen. We don't know if they didn't want to give him the first one. So we didn't know if they'd give him another. But anyway, S.T. Kendall Grand Master of Israel speaking. But then, and he retrieved the charter. But in doing so, the charter was in the middle too. And this middle too is hot. So it actually sinks under the charter. So we sink under the charter. It was okay, the whole thing was so. Here, what I have here is a replica of the charter that Grand Master Randall General risked his life to save. So the bottom part looked like it's charred. That's what happened. But this paper I have is a special paper, and it's a partial. So when you look at a copy of the old charter here that was burned, this is what they were doing, and this turned out to be a way that they were generating the funds for Prince Hall Grand House. But this is the important document, and then this document on the bottom been destroyed. We may have a different thing than we have now. So Prince Hall lived for 69 years, and all of this stuff that they were talking about Prince Hall, I can tell you what Prince Hall really was. You know, I'm that old, I was back there, I know stuff. I was back there in those days. Prince Hall, first of all, an honest man. He was somebody who tried to advance the cause of Negro people. He's also founded Prince Hall Park. So what they did, without knowing what they were doing, when they initiated Prince Hall, that started black masonry all over the world. So that's where we originated from. So if they could take back some of the things they did, they may have did it a different way. But this turned out now with marriage. So Prince Hall was a decent man. He was an advocate for education, and he was a founder of Black Masons. And plus, he was a minister. I don't think he belonged to the Methodist faith at that time. So anything that you hear about Prince Hall is negative is not good. Prince Hall's got to be good. So now I have told you about Prince Hall. So now you can stop being mad at each other and you can go get some food.